Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is happening, family? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it is politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Look, my friends, on today's conversation, I want to continue on the topic about those strong Trump supporters turn to now I call Trump regretters. That's right. I didn't have the chance to speak on that topic due to the time of the show. But yeah, we're going to talk about it today. And so much more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Again, thank you so much for taking 1 hour of your time to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. Do me a favor, please like, subscribe. If you happen to be streaming us right now on YouTube, our YouTube channel is the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also stream us on Rumble, and you can also stream us on Goatverse TV. Be sure to follow us on Goatverse TV. Follow Goatverse TV on all social media platforms. You can also download the app. It's free. It's available in the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire. And yeah, that's where you can, if you want to put a face to it, right? But if you just prefer to listen to us, there's multiple avenues where you can tune into the program audio wise. Podcast, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also tune into us on the radio airwaves. Shout out to our listeners in the New Orleans area. WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about. Check it. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's on WBOK 1230 a.m. In addition to WBOK, you can also listen to us in the Metro Atlanta area by way of WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into us same days, Monday through Fridays, weeknights, at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So WBOK, 7 p.m. Central Time in the New Orleans areas. For all you New Orleans listeners listening to this program right now, we thank you. Please continue to support the station. Continue to support Black-owned media. It's so important. I believe that's all as far as the platforms, but check this out. You can also follow us on our social media platforms: Instagram, Blue Sky, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Substack. So you can subscribe to our Substack page. We have we're continue to grow that as best we can. It is a growing platform, a very popular platform. Might I ask? It is growing. A lot of top journalists from the mainstream media, either if they're let go or if they happen to leave cable news, they lean towards the independent circuit. And a lot of folks are getting their start in the independent scene by using Substack. So if you would like to put us in that same boat, hey, follow us, support us. I truly appreciate that. In addition to the social medias, you can also check us out by visiting our website, www.theagshow.com, www.theagshow.com. You can tune into all your latest stuff. You can check me out outside of the station, of the radio show, where I get to I have some pictures of influential folks that I've had the opportunity to interview, just meet and have conversations with. You can also email us through our website as well if you want to get in contact with us. So please check out the website. Again, is www.theagshow.com. A as in Apple, G as in George, and then show, like the big show.com. All right, my friends, let's go ahead and do our fun fact of the day. You know we love to get it started before we get going with some of our headlines that we have lined up for you. So on today's fun fact, this is a political fun fact, by the way. Shirley Chisholm. Y'all know that name? For those who are unfamiliar with Shirley, let me explain this to you. Shirley Chisholm was the first black woman elected to the U.S. Congress. Again, she was the first black woman elected to U.S. Congress in 1968, and in 1972, she became the first black. No, I'm sorry, and in 1972, she became the first black candidate for a major party's presidential nomination and the first woman to run for the Democratic Party's presidential nod. Let me tell y'all how powerful this woman's story, and it was unfair because she really could have took it far. But see, the way the system was back then, the way history was, the way the country was, look, there was not support for women, especially black women, on both sides of the aisle. All right. There was discrimination happening on both sides of the aisle. Now, not saying that that doesn't exist today. It's just not as seen publicly, nor um, it's not seen it's not being shared, right? Because you have a lot of strong vocal Democratic candidates that trust and believe if that was occurring within their party, oh, they're gonna say something about it. They're gonna say something about it. So the Democratic Party in today's day and age are folks that are in support of minorities, right? Now, if you go to the right, the right gets themselves in some trouble because they want to run away from the race talk. The Democratic Party wants to talk about the race talks. There might be a small handful of Democrats that are kind of leaning in the same agreements of the right, like, oh yeah, why do they have to bring race in it? Look, race is always going to be involved. So you're welcome. You're welcome while I bring this up. A great film to check out if you want to know a little more about Shirley Chisholm. Regina King plays in the film. She plays Shirley Chisholm in a film called Shirley. I believe it's on Netflix. Great film. Not long, but it gives you everything from start to finish and the journey that she had to take in order to just get that small ounce of respect. So please check that out. Again, that is our fun fact today. Now, what we're going to do right now, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to take a commercial break. Please don't go anywhere. We have a lot more show for you here on the Arrington Gavin Show. We will be right back after these commercial breaks.
What's up, y'all? Welcome now.
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new GoVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. Let's get it going with our first story of the day. Trump regretters. You're starting to see a lot of those and hear a lot about them, too. Folks like Ben Shapiro. He's been a heavy critic of Donald Trump. Now, would you say he regrets his vote? He has not said that publicly, but he has been a critic. In addition to Ben Shapiro, other conservatives who were once, strong Trump loyalists, folks like Candace Owens. Wow, Candace Owens. Never thought I'll see the day. Never thought I'll see the day of hearing her says she regrets voting for him and feels embarrassed that she encouraged folks to vote. Oh yeah, she said it herself. But before I bring on that soundbite, I want to play you a soundbite from a gentleman, comedian and political commentator and host, Dave Smith. Let me go ahead and bring you this soundbite of Dave Smith's message when he was on a program called Breaking Points. It's a independent streaming platform. It is a platform where it's hosted by Sagar and Crystal. I think is it Crystal Ball? No, yeah, Crystal and Sagar. I just know the last names, but they were initially on a program with The Hill, and then they started this their own news program called Breaking Points because you have one more liberal voice, one more conservative voice, and it's pretty popular and successful program. But this is what Trump supporter Dave Smith had to say about his feelings now about Trump. And he was once a strong Trump supporter. Let me go ahead and play this soundbite real quick.
Mistake about it. We are at war with Iran right now. The United States of America is. Donald Trump has betrayed MAGA, betrayed America first. He has made the most disastrous decision to lead America into another war. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump telling him to come back to the negotiating table now is a joke. Yeah. I mean, what a impotent leader to be sitting there talking about coming back to the negotiating table. It's like sitting after Pearl Harbor and telling FDR, now's the time to go negotiate with the Japanese. Right. Negotiations are over now. The time for negotiations was before this. And so, yeah, Donald Trump looks, and man, I supported him this last year. I apologize for doing so. It was a bad calculation. At the time, it seemed like the right one. But he should be impeached and removed for this one. Wow. And not on some not on some ridiculous Nancy Pelosi. Of course, the Congress will never do it because they're all a bunch of, corrupt hacks.
This is the one thing they support. This is
Donald Trump should be impeached and removed for this. All of his supporters should turn on him. It's the absolute betrayal of everything that he ran and campaigned on and everything that he stood for. And I will say, despite the fact that, Donald Trump supporters have been labeled like a cult following, and that certainly is true for a percentage of his supporters, he is going to lose his coalition over this. I know I don't just speak for myself when I say there are a lot of us who simply will not go along with this.
So right there you see how frustrated you hear the frustration in Dave Smith's tone, and it's about the Iran war, right? He's pretty, Trump is proud, but he does have a lot of critics. Because here's the interesting thing. His secretary of intelligence, national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, I believe that's her title. She was endorsing and on the campaign trail for Donald Trump, which still to this day just blows my stack, because I'm like, this girl was once so pro-Democrat, and I didn't leave the Democratic Party left for me. That is a BS tone, in my opinion. You know how I feel. Folks that switch party switches like now, and that's like saying I'm full on, like, this is the party I'm a part of. In my opinion, I think you was always a part of that party. Seriously, I think you were always a part of that party. So when the headline comes, oh, they switch party, that stuff doesn't surprise me as much. It really doesn't. But it's total, different. Not trying to get sidetracked here, but there was a clip showing her saying how basically she is so anti-war, and so is Trump, and that's not the case, because they're literally, they're doing the opposite currently right now, with this whole Israel and Iran thing. So yeah, you see there, Dave Smith just flat out said he needs to be impeached. He needs to be impeached, impeached. And I'm just like, wowzers. That was quick. Now check this out. There's other critics of Donald. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene even criticized Donald Trump. What? Marjorie Taylor Greene? Marjorie? Ugh. But as I mentioned earlier, Candace Owens. Oh yeah, she's she's on that list. Let me go ahead and find that clip for you, and we'll talk on the other side for that.
You done with Donald Trump, or could you see a way that you would end up perhaps voting for him? Oh, yeah, he can't run again, obviously, but would you support him publicly again?
So I want to be clear. I don't regret voting for Donald Trump above Kamala. I think he was the better candidate, certainly a better candidate above Joe Biden. But what I will say is that he's been a chronic disappointment. And I feel embarrassed that I told people to go vote for him, because this wasn't going to happen, and it is happening. But I just think that the picture of...
Are you done with Donald?
Once again, and that was conservative voice, conservative commentator Candace Owens. She recently had said that after campaigning with President Trump during the 2024 election cycle, he's been a chronic disappointment. Chronic. I never heard that term before. Chronic disappointment. And I feel, this is a quote, I feel embarrassed that I told people to go vote for him, because this wasn't going to happen, and it is happening. Now, here's my thing. And it's funny, because my wife and I, well, my wife says all the time, I can let it slide if you voted for him once, like the first time when he was going for president. But the fact that you continue to vote for him. So in this case, she can feel bad or feel embarrassed all she wants. She should have felt embarrassed. She should have felt embarrassed since day one. She should have felt embarrassed since day one. And it's interesting because, see, there are folks, y'all, who made money off of riding the coattail of Donald Trump. Let me say that again. There was so much money involved for those who rode the coattail of Trump, right? You got folks, you got ministers that no one ever heard of, all of a sudden, because they were supporters of Trump. Now they have shows on conservative networks. You also had folks that supported, rode the coattail of Trump, and then their career went to the crapper. I mean, come on, hello, my pillow guy. I mean, former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Now we have folks like I don't know, like who did I say? Candace Owens for one. But Brandon Tatum, I believe his name is, Leo Terrell, Larry Elder. Those cats, they rode the coaches. Now, well, I'll take it back. Larry Elder was a long-standing conservative voice, but the Trump train, especially for black conservatives, that was so profitable. Are you kidding me? Literally, check this out. Rumble was started to be the alternative for YouTube because there were so many conservative and conspiracy theorists that were saying some off the wall stuff on YouTube. They got canceled. Guess what? Now they're on Rumble. But Rumble is Trump's baby. His son has a show on there. His former almost daughter-in-law has a show on Rumble. I mean, let's be Russell Brand. The list goes on and on. And so when you see the list of folks that are having their regrets, even Joe Rogan is looking like he regrets his vote, and he should. But let's be honest, Joe Rogan's employer, even though he doesn't need to have an employer at all because he's a pretty powerful guy himself and successful guy alone, but he does work for Dana White, who is a strong surrogate to the Trump campaign, Trump administration, very loyal to Trump. And I mean, Trump goes to every flipping UFC pay-per-view fight, which it gets old in my opinion. I mean, I get it that a politician needs to still enjoy himself and go out and politicians do that. They do that, but it gets annoying. It truly gets annoying. I want to continue reading this because this is reported by The Hill, talking more about Candace Owens, conservative commentator, who has publicly said she felt embarrassed to encourage folks to vote for Trump because she's not liking what he's doing now because it's all a lie. He's doing the opposite. A chronic disappointment, in her words. Owens was a staunch supporter of Trump during his first White House bid and spoke highly of the leader after his exit from the Oval Office. However, she has recently criticized his decision to engage in the Israel-Iran conflict. As you know, B-2 bombers from the United States struck 3 of Iran's nuclear facilities, furthering Israel's effort to weaken the country's weapon development. Now, this is quotes from Owens when she was speaking with Piers Morgan on his program, Piers Morgan Uncensored. This was not Trump's decision. It was Bibi Netanyahu's decision, referring to the Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and that is the reason that he did it. We're very aware of that Israel is dictating our foreign policy, and we'd now like to stop. Owen said there was no imminent threat to the U.S. slamming Trump's strikes, while Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard and others have alleged Iran was nowhere near obtaining nuclear weapon capabilities. Now, which the president adamantly denied. Trump said, "I don't care what she said," she being Tulsi Gabbard. I think they were very close to having one. I don't care what she said. I don't care what she said. They were close to having one. I just don't care what they say. Listen to me. Listen to me. Alrighty, my friends. Let me go ahead and move it on. Let me show you this story right here. So this really it gets weirder and weirder with this Republican Party. So a state senator out of Michigan. Yep, Michigan. Let me go ahead and see if I can find where is that? Here we go. So Michigan State Senator Michigan State Senator, where is, wait a minute, this is not what I wanted. Oh, here we go. Republican Jonathan Lindsay addressed fellow senator members in Michigan, where he said many Americans see Donald Trump as a father figure and embraces the new moniker. Now, in response, Democratic Michigan Senator Jeremy Moss, who's openly gay, fired back saying, "You don't want to know what daddy means in my community," which was with an applause and laughter, because if y'all can recall, when Trump when it came to the public that it was looking like Trump was winning the election, and it basically showed that he will be the 47th president, there was a certain individual that said, "Daddy's home." That individual was former Florida Republican Congressman Byron Donald, who's currently running for the governor of Florida. He said, "Daddy's home." Ugh, like, how creepy, how weird is that sound? This grown ass man is is saying this other grown man, "Daddy's home. Daddy is home." I mean, like, this is where how what Dave Smith explained earlier, like, there is such thing as a cult following for Trump. It is. And those are the ones that basically thinks everything Trump touches turns to gold. Everything he says is right. Everything he does or is something that they catch him in the lies, that, oh, conspiracy theory. That's not true. Everybody's always against him, this and that. They're jealous because he's, the richest man in the world, and this and that. I'm like, y'all need Jesus. Y'all need help. Okay. So yeah, another state Republican looks like a fool, because he over here calling Trump daddy and want to embrace the daddy term, daddy. Just weird, man, just weird. Um, Says here that the U.S. president's new nickname was officially bestowed upon him during a NATO summit in the Haggard, when the Secretary General defended Mrs. Trump's foul mouth outbursts against Iran and Israel. Mr. Rude excused the rant, saying Daddy has to sometimes use strong language. Ugh. That's just, that creeps me out right there. That truly does creep me out. My friends, look, let's go ahead. We're going to take another commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Jazarian Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, an after-school program, SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at JazarianLearningInstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're going to bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023 and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
Hey, Dad, want to go for a walk?
Well, that'll help me get my steps in for the day. Gotta stay healthy and strong.
Bet you're healthier than me.
I'd like to keep it that way. Doc says I need to walk 10,000 steps a day. How long is that?
Don't know. How about you tell me a story instead of counting steps?
I could tell you about the house my father and uncle built for us.
That's a couple of thousand steps right there.
Staying connected keeps you going strong. Learn ways to stay happy, active, and independent at cdc.gov/stillgoingstrong.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show. So look, what was I doing? I was watching Breakfast Club. Yes, I was watching the Breakfast Club, and they happen to have Joyanne Reid on, former MSNBC host, now going independent, host of her own program called the Joy Reid Show, and which you can tune in on YouTube and Substack and other streaming platforms, which is going quite successful by my ass, because she's well liked, she's very well respected, and everybody love Joy. It's in her name, Joy. She brings joy. But no, she was on the Breakfast Club recently, and of course they were just talking about a little bit of everything what's happening, new administration, the issues happening within the Democratic Party, upcoming elections, the whole 9 yards. And she mentioned that she, a long time Democrat and Democratic supporter since she could vote, said in this current stage, in this current day and age, she's barely hanging on with the Democratic Party. I'm telling y'all, so many more folks are just leaning more independent because they're tired of the BS. They're tired of the BS. As I mentioned earlier, she had, and I quote, she says, "I've been a Democrat since I was old enough to vote, but I'm barely hanging on, honestly, because at this point, the party is not bigger than the future of my kids." She had mentioned on the Breakfast Club. Her hit show, The Readout, was canceled this past February. The Readout was a very popular evening program on MSNBC. She had been with MSNBC for quite some time, moving from weekends to she was weekdays, then weekends, then back to prime time, and was like the first I believe Black woman to host a primetime program, at least I know for MSNBC, but I think for multiple networks. She remained a vocal critic of Trump's administration online and on air. A quote here, she says, "I'm not willing to cede the country to Trumpism and MAGA simply because I'm clinging to the party." She applauded ex-White House press secretary Karine Jean-Pierre for leaving the party amid of the absence of the leader. And it was interesting because her and Charlamagne the God were kind of going back and forth, because Charlamagne was saying to me, he was like, okay, it was all a lie from the get-go. Jake Tapper, CNN host, journalist, he hosts his own program on CNN. He came out with the book recently that was explaining how he knew about the decline of the then president Joe Biden. And so even though he defended it a lot in his programming with CNN, because CNN is predominantly a left-leaning show, a left-leaning network, Jake Tapper avoided sharing that out to the public. That's what folks are frustrated about. Be honest, be truthful to us. Don't lie. But in my opinion, people are gullible if they would say, hey, look, the left-leaning media says that everything's fine with Joe Biden. But I'm like, oh, y'all see what I'm seeing? Fumbling, jumbling, mumbling, falling off of bikes, tripping upstairs, always tripping. Like, come on. And I'm not doing this to pick on Joe Biden. I thank him for his service of years of service, 50 plus years, almost 50 years of public service. And I thank him for that. But I'm just being honest. He was on the decline. We witnessed that. We saw that in the debate. We saw that in just simple interviews. Like now he's doing his thing now, keeping him in prayers as far as with his cancer diagnosis. Hope he has a speedy recovery. But it was noticeable. It was clear as day noticeable. But and then Charlemagne went after the press secretary, saying like, "Look, you're now coming out as an independent, leaving the party, and now you got this book that's kind of showing all the behind the scenes drama." But like Joanne Reed said, yo, she was an employee. He was her employer. That was your boss. Your job description is to defend every word that comes out of the president's mouth. You have to be the punching bag. That's why press secretary is a hard ass job to do. You see this young girl, Caroline Levitt. I mean, she know you're. Come on, she is defending everything the president says. She's doing. She is defending, and she's not pulling any punches. Like, I commend her, because right about now Trump would have went through about 3 press secretaries. And that's the truth. Come on, he went through what? Sean Spicer, Huckabee, not Kellyanne Conway. Oh, it was I'm trying to think of the girl's name to save my life, but it's slipping my mind. I think it was another guy. It was like 4 people, I think, in like those 4 years. I'm pretty sure it was 4 folks. In addition to that, Reed says she desired an effective fighter to take the ropes of the Democratic Party caucus to go toe-to-toe with Trump, like Jasmine Crockett. That's why David Hogg, the guy that got pushed away from the Democratic Party, he had said, I would like to see somebody. Like, he wanted to go with the big guns, the fighters, the true fighters, not no milk toast fighters. No, he wants them tough ones. Like I said, like a Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine go toe to toe, no hesitation. Okay, she is what they need. Let's see here. The former MSNBC commentator said Democrats are overstructured and is leading to their own demise. They prioritize whose turn it is, like the Democrats are very orderly. They're almost too orderly for fascism. In fascism, you can't be orderly because the other side is messy. This comes from Joy. I'm telling you, y'all need to check out Joy Reid's new program, because it's solid. It's solid. But she's telling the truth. It's literally like saying, if you have somebody like a Jasmine Crockett, who is very much has shown she can be a leader and is popular and needs to be the face, what they do is, well, let's go over here to Hakeem Jeffries because he's been waiting a while. And Hakeem is just, Hakeem ain't doing nothing. Hakeem is not doing nothing. Sorry. I'm just being honest. But look, folks are leaving the left, going independent, and then also folks on the right is also considering going independent, like Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski, one of President Trump's most vocal critics in the Senate GOP. She said recently on a podcast that there are certain situations in which she'd consider becoming an independent in caucusing with Democrats. Quote, she said here, there may be the possibility, she told Galen Druk, in the interview expert of the GD Politics podcast. He asked Murkowski how would she respond if Democrats won 3 seats in the 2026 midterm elections, and they say we're going to let you pass bills that benefits Alaskans if you caucus with us. You started off with the right hook here is if this would help Alaskans. Now, Murkowski has clashed with Trump several times since he returned to the White House, including accusing him of walking away from our allies after President Trump's February fight with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky in the Oval Office, which was, again, a true act of, in my opinion, how that's very on brand for this individual in Washington. It says here in May, she criticized the administration for revoking the temporary protected status of Afghan immigrants, calling the move a historic betrayal. Now, in March, Murkowski told reporters her Republican colleagues were afraid of going against Trump, and then ally Elon Musk, and said that pairs work reducing the federal workforce through the Department of Government Efficiency and was traumatizing people. There is some openness to explore something different than the status quo, she told Druk. By switching parties, like, isn't the answer, she said in the podcast, but she said, my problem with your hypothetical is that as challenged as I think we may be on the Republican side, I don't see the Democrats being much better. And they've got not only their share of problems, but quite honestly, they've got some policies that I just inherently disagree with. Fair. But you know what? They had said that Alaskan Senator Lisa Murkowski, she has been the only person in the GOP, Senate GOP, who has never voted for Donald Trump. Never. That's 3 times, because he ran the first time, she didn't vote for him. Ran the second time, she didn't vote for him. This third time, she didn't vote for him. To me, that's what I consider as good as it gets Republicans right there, because she realizes this man is full of you know what. And as a conservative, as a Republican, I'm going to still stand on my morals. And I know for sure that what this man is doing is not right. It's inhumane. It's childish. It's insulting. He's using that pedestal for his own personal gain, not the people, his own personal gain. Just in my opinion, y'all. That's just in my opinion. But again, the independent movement continues to get larger and larger because folks are tired of the two-party system. They're tired of the back and forth. They're tired of just not knowing where the hell direction they are going to. The left doesn't have a direction where they're going to. The right sure as hell doesn't have a direction they're going to. I mean, even though most New Yorkers have spoken in the for the Democratic primary after beating Andrew Cuomo, the Democratic Party has yet to stand by progressive candidates. I do not understand. I do not understand. See, in my opinion, the Republicans will do anything to get that win. But the left doesn't work like that. They don't work like that. It's interesting, man. It's truly interesting. That's all I can say. It's truly interesting the way this stuff goes. It really, in my opinion, it really is. It's interesting how this stuff goes. How are we looking with time? Don't want to continue to discuss how how most folks are leaving the independent. I mean, I'm gonna continue to talk about this back and forth, especially as an independent myself. It's gonna continue. I mean, last episode I pretty much discussed the sheriff race happening in my home city of Chesapeake, which I will continue to discuss more about that when I will, because I do plan, I'm determined to get Sheriff Dave Rosado on, a person who lost in a Republican primary that's now pushing himself to be a write-in candidate. He's doing a write-in campaign. So you kind of can say he's independent in a sense. I've even witnessed, or I've even saw my buddy Conrad Shesventer, host of Shez Who, a great political YouTube show. You should all check it out and subscribe. He recently had a gentleman on. I think his name is John Curran, or James Curran. I think it's John Curran. He is a candidate for Virginia lieutenant governor. Now, he was initially running in the Republican primaries. He dropped out. Now, all of a sudden, he's going back in as a write-in candidate. So many folks have issues with the way the party system works, but I'm like, y'all, it's been like that since day one. It's been like that since day one. So what are we doing here? Let me go ahead and digress from this, y'all, and moving on to another story here that I thought was quite interesting. So, social media influencer, I don't know if she's a reality star, B. Simone. If that name sounds familiar. So I'm moving now on. I'm leaving politics, going into the pop culture side of things. B. Simone. Let me see if I can get her. Oh, okay, let's see here. So let me go ahead and play this. She went viral because recently she was talking with Nick Cannon on his podcast or radio program that he has, and she says she is avoiding a man with a 9 to 5 because of basically 9 to 5 is not profitable for her. That's what she's saying. It's not profitable for her. Let me play this soundbite right here.
He can't have a 9 to 5.
What? Why not? You don't want him to have an honest job?
I mean, he could be a hustling entrepreneur.
So you want him to be you want CEO status?
Yes.
Okay, he can't
So
like he can't clock in and clock out.
No.
Damn,
I
B.
think
Simone.
entrepreneurs should date entrepreneurs.
Okay, but still, there's people who have really good jobs with vocational skills. If he's a mechanic,
I'm sure, but no, you're not going to understand my lifestyle. You're not going to understand why I'm up at 3 a.m.
Damn, you making this hard for me. Okay, all right.
You know, he has to be an entrepreneur,
a business owner. He getting one of them stimulus packages from Donald Trump, one of them small business loans, and he ain't buying jewelry.
So okay, so that's one right there. Let me go play the second one. So that was her with Nick Cannon saying how she doesn't need to work or do a 9 to 5 because of my lifestyle. If I'm getting up at 3 a.m. or if I'm doing something at 3 a.m., he's not going to fit for my lifestyle. To me, that's bogus. But let me continue this, y'all.
Just my finances, like the budgeting. You see how I am nitpicking every little thing. Never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
Yeah.
Just my finances.
I was like, in Bloomingdale's? Give me a second. And I'm like, I can't afford this. I have to go to H&M. Oh, I'm moving. Oh my goodness, the world is about to end because I can't afford Bloomingdale's. I can only afford H&M. First of all, this shirt that I'm rocking is from H&M. So hop off. All right, because H&M is my store. All right. But here's the big issue. And this is why I want to this is the big issue with folks nowadays is they are so damn picky, yet they have all the questions to ask these folks that don't know crap when it comes to relationships. What is wrong with me? Why? What is it me? Why isn't that the Lord blessed me with this? Like, it kills me. And I remember a while back there was a political commentator, really successful woman, by the way, And I'm not gonna say the name. Y'all can backtrack if y'all supporters of the Arrington Gavin show. Y'all have seen me talk about it before. But she had said she only would date the bus driver if he owned the bus, in a sense, right? Not if he was the driver, if he owned it. There are so many great individuals out there that are working hard. Every job you can be successful with anything you do, as long as it's all about managing your money. First of all, folks think people are successful if they wear the flashiest jewelry, the nicest shoes, the nicest clothes, this and any other. If you haven't realized, a lot of these flashy dudes out here, that wealth goes right away. Okay, right away, because people are stupid and trying to uh grow this fake persona because if I have this kind of money, I gotta ride this and that. No. There's millionaires with Acuras. All right, trust me, I know them. Damn near billionaires that are in Hondas. Shout out to Chad Johnson, who says, "No, I don't buy real jewelry. I buy that fake jewelry." Come on now, y'all. So this chick is like, I need a CEO status. I don't need no 9 to 5s. Come on now, come on. That's for It's sad. It's truly sad. Now let me go ahead and play you this soundbite. This is by my girl, Keke Palmer. Well, let me just read this to you because I'm looking at my time here. Let me read this to you. Keke Palmer slams double standards for successful women in love. She quotes, "Nobody cares when a man finds his woman under a bridge." Now, this is reported by the Griot. Says here that she's once again the one and only Keke Palmer, keeping it real when it comes to love, power, and gender roles. In a recent interview with Bevy Smith, the multi-hyphenated entertainer opened up about how successful women are judged for dating men who earn less, and use none other than Oprah Winfrey and Stedman Graham to make her point. Now, successful women are never judged for dating men with less. So let's be honest. They're not being judged. The reason why they're never being judged, no one's ever being judged, right? And possibly it's a good article, but it's only judged because you have folks, I'm sorry, like a B. Simone, who's bragging. And trust me, B. Simone's not the only one, not the only public figure, because there's been multiple. They don't want no broke dudes. They don't want no broke. They consider them broke dudes if you're not a millionaire. You're considered broke. 9 to 5, broke. So I want to let Keke know that women are being judged because look, women got to talk to other women within the community saying, "Chill, y'all need to calm down." Wow, there's nothing wrong with dating men that earn less. Now, culturally, men, I'll say this as a man, sometimes men prefers not to, and not most. There's a rare breed of men that will date a more successful woman. It's just, I think it's more like a pride thing in my opinion. But she used the example of Oprah Winfrey and Stedman. Now, first of all, both of them are wealthy. Now, well, I'll take that. Stedman is rich, Oprah wealthy. Stedman's a multi-millionaire. Oprah's a multi-billionaire. But they still made it happen. She says, "Who did y'all want her to be with? Barack Obama?" Palmer asked with a mix of humor and frustration, pointing out how unfair it is that Oprah has long been criticized by haters for her relationship with Stedman. That doesn't make sense, guys. Palmer and Smith were discussing outdated gender norms, particularly how society often shames women with money and status for not dating up. A double standard not applied to men. But again, Keke, it's not like they're getting judged for they're not dating up because they first of all, they want to date up. They're choosing not to date down. No one cares when a man finds his woman under a bridge. Palmer was said bluntly, but I frankly don't care if that if that's who you love, that's who you love. She continued by saying, she doesn't need a man's money, just love, respect, and support. Well, that's what Nick Cannon's trying to tell B. Simone. Now, B. Simone over here crying her eyes out. I can't afford Bloomingdale's. I can only afford H&M. Yuck. I'm so regular. Like, ew. Despite having his own successful, despite having his, oh, hold on. I lost my place. Okay, Palmer called out the way Stedman Graham has been compared for years, despite having his own successful career as an author and businessman. How dare people compare you to your lover? She said, I hate that Oprah had to endure that, and I hate that Stedman had to endure that. What I love about Keke Palmer, though, because she is right. She's a perfect example of like just success and woman empowerment and the whole 9 yards, right? I've grown up watching Keke Palmer. We're probably close to the same, probably the exact age. And she has always been empowered. She's a true entertainer. She can sing, she can act, she can host, produces. She does it all. She does it all, literally. And she's a true professional. And she has been in a bad relationship publicly, to a person, I believe, that did not have the same status as she did. To my knowledge, I think he was a model or an actor or something, or his brother was an actor. He wasn't as popular. No one knew who he was. Everybody just knew, hey, that was Keke Palmer's man, baby daddy. That's all folks knew. But she's absolutely right. She's absolutely right, though. But I will say that I think it's not men that was doing most of the criticism. Now, ladies, come after me if y'all think I'm wrong, but I think women were the ones that were criticizing Miss Winfrey more during that period. I really do. I think it's more women that criticize that relationship, because they're like saying, Oprah, you are a billionaire. You could have got even a richer person and then bring that wealth together and yada yada yada. Like, no. And sometimes folks will be like, well, he's just in it for the money. Likewise, women dating a wealthy man. Oh, he's just in it for the money. Like, I mean, how many times have we, seen successful men with, these gorgeous brides, and it's like, oh, it's just in it for the money. It's in it for the money. It's so much. It's so much. It's a back and forth topic. But my question to end this off, guys, is: should we all feel bad for B. Simone? Should we feel bad for her? Because, see, once again, social media, they stay undefeated because they got receipts. So should we feel bad for B. Simone? I will answer that for you. The answer is hell no. No, we shouldn't feel bad for her. Not at all, my friends. Not at all. Okay, look, it looks like that time has come. My friends, y'all, please take care. Be safe out there. Stay informed of what's happening in your backyard, in your local, state, and federal news. We have election season coming our way, so please be sure to keep your elected officials accountable. Continue to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace and blessings. I am out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.